Hi, I'm Steve, the introverted traveler. I've made it my mission in life to explore the beaches, deserts, mountains, and even cityscapes around us, and to do so while avoiding contact with as many people as possible. And although I will never hang out with you for any reason, I do invite you to join me on my journey. Come and see the world through the eyes of an extreme introvert. On this edition, we explore Smith Rock State Park near Bend, Oregon. Here, we will encounter the beauty of geology, take in breathtaking views, and try desperately to avoid the intolerable presence of other people. Because this place is infested. It is crawling with the plague, the virus known as human beings. All this and much more on this Introverted Travels. Greetings, and I'm back yet again with yet another adventure. It's 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, and I'm already on introvert red alert. I made the mistake of coming down to Smith Rock State Park, which is eastern Oregon-ish. It's on the other side of the Cascades. It's somewhere around the vicinity of Bend and Richmond and all those places. You'll see the map at the very beginning of the video. I'm on the Misery Ridge and Summit Trail, or I will be in a second. I literally had to duck to the side. Why? Because this place is infested. It is crawling with the plague, the virus known as human beings. There's a big long road into the park, there's a main parking lot, and then there's another parking lot. Almost every single parking space was full. Now, unfortunately, it's 2.5 hours from Portland, so I had to leave at 6:30. And already the fumigation needs to happen because they're everywhere. There's mundane conversations, there's rock climbers, there's hikers, there's children. And they're all zapping my will to live, destroying my solitude, and genuinely being the, viral infection that humans are. So, I won't make this intro long because they're coming. It's around 7 miles, 6 according to all trails, so around 7 miles because the golden rule, all trail sucks. We're gonna go up. We're gonna avoid the hordes of people. I swear, it's like just every annoying, bothersome human being in the world. The cliches, the mundane conversations, the laughing, the talking, all that stuff that I hate. It's here. Okay, but that's okay. I managed to find a small, humanless pocket over here on the side. I'm about to hit onto the trail. And just to show you for reference, this is where I am. I mean, it's beautiful, but there's people. So yeah, I think that's enough said. I want to see more people coming at me. Okay, you know the game plan, so let's go. Now I know why they call it Misery Ridge, and it has nothing to do with the climb to the top. I mean, look at this. Welcome to Oregon's version of Rock Disneyland. There's people everywhere. There's so many people, they can't even fit them all on the trail, so they're literally scaling the cliffs. It's like my nightmares realize there's people like dropping from the, well, not dropping because they're on ropes, but they're like coming from above. I've barely started this hike, and already my misery index is at like, can you even measure infinity? And apparently the trail goes up into a very echoey area because I'm hearing mundane conversations and annoying laughter like raining down on me. This is a nightmare. Is there anything above red alert? Because this is ground zero for awful. All right, I'm gonna keep hiking through People Armageddon in the hopes that I get to the top of Misery Ridge, a strong wind like blows them all away, and I can keep walking in silence. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna be another one of those videos. You know the videos, the one where I'm, miserable and complaining the entire time. So just like my typical video then. Let's go. Okay, I know that's supposed to be a rope in his hand, But doesn't it kind of look like that climber is taking a selfie? But seriously, that's where we are as a civilization now. Rock wall selfies. Well, at least the theory of Darwin's would take effect then, now wouldn't it? I don't think I'm in a state park. In the first mile of this hike so far, somebody was blocking the trail so they could shoot a picture of their partner standing on a rock. Then a guy in front of me loogied on the trail and walked away. And I just passed a trail runner who was blasting music on his phone as he threatened everybody's lives by, you know, running down this thing. No, I'm not in a state park. I'm where bad people go when they die. I must have been in a car accident because this is the bad place. Well, here's some views for you. I don't know the name of anything I'm looking at, but I know way out there there's some snow-covered Cascade volcanoes. I don't know which ones I'm looking at, but so I had to step off the main trail for a second because I literally feel like my soul is being ripped apart piece by piece, mundane conversation by mundane conversation. And I'll tell you how bad it is. I'm hearing mundane conversations in other languages, which to me means that they're coming from all over the world now to make me completely miserable. And you would think that, you know, listening to people babble on the trail would be easier if you don't know what they're saying, but no. You can tell the conversations are pointless and ridiculous and not needed just from, you know, the intonation and the sounds of the voices and all that. And it still tears me up inside. It destroys my solitude. It makes me feel like, you know, well, it almost makes me feel like this isn't worth it. However, nature is always worth it. It's the humanity part that's totally not worth it. My heavens, how do you people stand being around each other? I mean, I'm out here for less than an hour and I already want to like leap off this cliff. I'm not going to because, you know, it takes effort. And frankly, the world needs my presence. I mean, who else is going to give you the straight talk about how horrible you are? Nobody at all. I'm the one, so no, I can't die. Not by myself, at least. You know, nature might toss me off that cliff, but we're out here, and at the moment, I actually passed the first huge peak, but the first big peak is only like about a mile from the trailhead, so everybody was there. Here's some beautiful views. I have no idea what town we're near, so I couldn't tell you what any of those buildings down there are, but I can tell you we're in Oregon. And I can tell you I hear people talking, you know, in the distance, so I can tell you that my soul has just sunk even lower in the pit of my stomach. There's too many damn people. I can't say that enough. All right, here's the scoop. So, we were way up there. See that penis-shaped rock? Apparently that's monkey face rock. I want to call it monkey phallus rock because, I mean, it looks like a penis. But, so we were up behind it, and the ridge that I was on is on the other side. Now the trail is taking us down. This is me indicating the trail is going down. So that's down. Everything looks flat on a GoPro, but yeah, so we're going down now, and then the trail is eventually going to go back up, you know, and of course I'll whine and complain that I'm going uphill, but it will still be better than what I was doing because I don't know if you've noticed, I've lost the crowds. Oh, heaven almighty, I've lost the crowds. Now, there's still people ahead of me, and I know there's people behind me. When I was coming down, there was a child. He was chittering and chattering and yelling and, you know the noises that kids make. And I swear, every single time I see a loud, obnoxious child in nature, a lot of people think to themselves, oh, look, that child's expressing themselves, and how wonderful it is that he gets to enjoy the beauty of nature and to be loud and obnoxious. All I can think of is, holy crap, mom and dad forgot the box of condoms. I mean, for $10, $15, however much they are now, all of this could have been prevented. The screaming could be gone. The yelling could be gone. The 18 years of, pain and suffering could be gone. The screaming matches in high school, the crying over homework. And best out of all of it, the annoying of the bald introvert on the hiking trail that they're on at the same time. That could all be gone. All of it could be gone. But no, mom and dad didn't pay the $15, and now here we are. I swear to you, every time I see a child, it is the greatest advertisement for birth control ever. There's no better advertisement than seeing other people's kids. All right, now that I've said controversial stuff that will probably lose me 1,000 followers in like an hour, I'm gonna keep going that way, because that's down, as I was saying. And I'm gonna go up to the other side and probably say something else controversial that will cost me another 1,000. Let's go. Well, thank goodness horses are not permitted on the summit trail. But can we get the same ban on screaming children and people talking about their golf game and their work-life balance and all that crap? Please? I mean, just basically just prohibit everybody but me and, my fellow introverts. But no horses. I guess that's a start, but I actually don't mind horses, so ban the people, not the horses. Just let the horses walk up the summit trail by themselves. I'm okay with that. There's more people coming. There's more banning that needs to happen. Let's go. Seriously, nature, you're literally just writing dick jokes for me now. I mean, that looks like a penis. This whole park, this shouldn't be called Smith Rock. It should be called, Penis Park. Well, all right. So I went up, I came back down, and now, again, the GoPro makes everything look flat, but I'm at the part where I'm going back up. However, this time, unlike the first portion of the trail, which just goes like straight up, this is a little bit more gentle. It's not terrible so far. I mean, the place is called Misery Ridge, but as I said earlier, that's more about the number of people out here than the, physical restraints of the hike itself. This park is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. And now that I'm kind of on the back side of things, I'm on the other side of the park now. It's quieter. Just don't come here on a Sunday. Don't come here on a holiday. Don't come here on a weekend. Probably not even a Friday. Monday through Thursday would probably be a good choice. If it's raining and there's thunder and lightning and everyone's running for cover and you have a high chance of dying, even better, because there won't be anybody here. I mean, that's literally, Oregon is insane. Every place I go in Oregon is full of people. And that's literally what you have to do. You have to risk your life for solitude. Well, luckily we're getting a little bit more quiet, getting a little bit more solitude out here. My misery index has notched down just a little bit, but yeah, this has been quite the adventure so far. And beautiful views and humans. Alright, so I'm going to divert from the All Trails map just a tiny bit because there's a summit viewpoint trail that goes this way. And All Trails just wanted me to go in that direction, which I will, but I think I'm gonna go get the summit views, and there's two reasons. A, I'm filming, so if I get summit views, it's really cool for the video, but also there's people that way. I don't hear any people this way, so I'm gonna trust my instincts and go where there's no people and pretty views. I might add 10 miles to my trip, but there's no people. Well, here's some views for you. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? It's gorgeous. I don't hear anybody. Well, I thought I heard a voice in the distance, but it's so far away, I'm just gonna pretend it doesn't exist. So, yeah, I think there may be a trail to go all the way up to the top here, but the trail that I got on just to come to this point is pretty dodgy. I think it's one of those trails where those, you know, elite hikers that are like, yeah, I can conquer whatever I want, I'm tough, where they just kind of roar through the woods and then go up to places that are, you know, incredibly dangerous and stupid to go to, and they make fun of you, you know, a normal human being and a normal hiker, if you don't go do them, but if you do go do them, you die because they're stupid and dangerous. So I think I'm going to just go ahead and turn back to the All Trails trail here, because this is enough. I mean, honestly, look how beautiful that is. That is gorgeous. This isn't Arizona. This isn't the desert. This is New Mexico. This is Eastern Oregon, of all places. Yeah, the state that is well known for Bigfoot and soggy things. This is Oregon. Isn't it beautiful? Actually, there's a second viewpoint trail, so we're gonna go that way. It doesn't look like it's rough. It doesn't look like it goes through, you know, the middle of the bushes like the last one did. It just goes over here and then stops. So I'm assuming it's just gonna give us some good, cool views. So let's go see if we can see some good, cool views. Yep, as advertised, there's some cool views. We've already seen this side though. So there's the monkey's face, or as I call it, the monkey's phallus. That's over there. There's rock climbers on that. There's sheer rock cliffs that I could fall and die on. There's rocks down below that my body would bounce on, and my bones would break, and my skin would cut open, my guts would be everywhere, and then the buzzards would come and they'd eat me, and then they'd poop me out, because that's the cycle of life, basically. And then the nutrients from my dead body would go into the ground, and plants would come up, and those plants would be eaten, and so on and so forth. I mean, nature's really both disgusting and gory and beautiful at the same time. So every time I'm near the edge of anything, every time I look at huge rock faces that are far away and, you know, you could climb on them and die, and I just think, you know, yeah, there'd be smashed skulls and brains stuck to rock and blood everywhere. But from that blood and brain comes a flower. Nature really is kind of disgusting, isn't it? As is typical for every single one of my hikes, I am meandering once again. Now, you probably can't see this because the screen is an issue here, but All Trails has me going on some sort of elaborate zigzag pattern uphill. So, I actually like switchbacks. I'm insane. I'm completely insane. I like uphills, I love switchbacks, and I hate all humanity. I'm weird. Everybody knows I'm weird. And that's why nobody, you know, is entertained by me, because I'm weird. But we're about to go on some cool switchbacks, and I'm tired. Not just physically tired. I didn't get much sleep, and I drove 2.5 hours. And I have a headache. So, all those complaints together mean I'm tired. But that's okay. I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna go on the groovy switchbacks. Uphill, apparently. and hopefully we'll go downhill from there and go back to my car. All right, you gotta admit, I mean, I take you viewers through a lot. I do a lot of ranting. I do a lot of, making fun of things, and I also do like a lot of waterfalls, a lot of forests. But I do take you to some pretty places once in a while, and that is pretty. Look at that. Again, this isn't Arizona. It's not Utah. It's Eastern Oregon. It's right above Bend, or somewhat above Bend. I never know where I am exactly, but I'm somewhere in Oregon. Look, there's views. So there you go. You're welcome. Now, keep watching. Next week I'll take you to some freaking sewer in the middle of a forest, and I'll, complain about alligators. But this week, there you go. Isn't that beautiful? Smith Rock State Park. All right, this is exactly why I say do not have mundane, loud conversations on the hiking trail. Now, you probably can't see it, but up there, way on the ridge up there, are two hikers. Now, I'm way down here, but sound carries. I have had to listen to them going, wah, wah, wah. No, mind you, I can't hear the words, so all I hear is like what Charlie Brown hears when adults talk. Wah, 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 wah. But I'm trying to look at this beautiful stuff over here. Have some solitude, have some silence. And I hear a freaking Peanuts cartoon going on above me. I don't know, they're having a jolly time up there, probably talking about their jobs and their families and blah, 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 blah. But all I hear is wah, 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 wah. And it's annoying. You people are annoying. Why is it so hard for you to come out here and shut the hell up? Instead, you're acting like Peanuts characters. You're acting like literal cartoon characters. I've tried to tell you. I mean, you're just embarrassing yourselves at this point. All right, so I think at least, I am in the final stretch here. Unfortunately, because I made a bunch of deviations from the AllTrails map, well, it messes everything up, because AllTrails goes nuts. It sends you warning messages, it doesn't know what to do, it's like sobbing for you, and then when you get back on it just says you clear the error that it was having, and then it doesn't do any corrections. So it's a mess. But that is to say, I don't know exactly how much mileage I have left, because I made AllTrails, neurotic. But I'm on my way down. I was up there, now I'm over here, and I seem to be slowly but surely heading down toward my car. So it's a good time, I think, for the trail rating, since I'm pretty much out here by myself. I've had a couple of people pass me, but it's been relatively nice. So let's talk about the trail rating. Scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst possible thing that an introvert could ever encounter, and that's Disneyland on the 4th of July. And we're talking explosions in the sky, costume characters on fire because literally fire is coming down from the sky, children screaming and crying, parents tearing their hair out, Disneyland on the 4th of July, or Disneyland on most days, really. And that is versus a 10, which is introvert nirvana, introvert heaven, middle of a field in Antarctica, just you, 100,000 penguins, and no people. Sounds perfect to me. So, on that scale of a 1 to 10, I'll say that this trail is kind of actually divided. So the first part of the trail, where you saw me really suffering, on the way to something called Misery Ridge, because it was truly miserable. Well, that was like a 1.5. There were people everywhere. There was trail runners, there were people spitting on the trail, there were people standing there taking pictures. It was true hell. However, after you get past that, and that's about the first 1.5 miles, 2 miles, out of about a 7-mile hike. After you get past that, yes, there's still people around, but it's better, it's nicer. It was a lot more secluded. And then there are times just like this when it's just me. I'm sure there's other people lurking somewhere because they always do that because they're like freaking spiders. But overall, there was some solitude. So I have to factor that into the score. We talk about introverted math. Well, this is introverted statistics when I'm trying to calculate the introversion score for a trail. So I'm going to give it probably about a 4. It's incredibly busy at parts, not as busy at others, and it's beautiful out here. So if you come at the right time, if you time it correctly and plan it correctly, and by the way, it's raining, so obviously I didn't plan it or time it correctly whatsoever, but if you're able to, if you're smarter than me and actually research it, you might be able to bump that rating up for yourself to a 6 or a 7 or even higher. Because if there's no one here during the week or during certain times, this would be great. It's beautiful. And this is a park, I mean, obviously a lot of people come here, but I don't know how popular this park is in the grand scheme of things. I don't know how well known it is. And of course, when people think of Oregon, they don't think of this. They think of Bigfoot most of the time, and pine trees and volcanoes and that type of stuff. We're gonna give for today about a 4 on this trail, with the little star that it might possibly be able to go up higher if you time it correctly and plan it and actually do what I don't and, you know, do your research. So that moves us to the misery index. Right now, at this part, at the part that I'm talking about with the solitude and you know, hardly any people around, you hear people and stuff, but in comparison to the beginning, I'm at a 2, 2.5, maybe a 3, you know, somewhere around there. Of course, that's on a 1 to 5 scale. 1 being a complete dream because it would be no misery and I'm always miserable to some degree or another. And then a 5 being, you know, theoretically the worst misery ever, but I always just blow out that scale and, you know, go way further than that. So, misery index in the beginning was, as I said at the beginning of the video, it was literally infinity. I broke all mathematics with that rating scale. But right now it's not too bad. Even though I hear, oh wait, I think I hear dogs barking. Nah, that's okay, dogs are good. We like dogs. But yeah, so that's where we are on the trail ratings. That's where we are on the introversion scale. And this is where we are in the state of Oregon. So, I'm still meandering, but I'm getting closer and closer. I am not quite to the end, but I'm close enough that I think it is time for us to part and to say our goodbyes. Before we do that though, quick recap. Today, we're in central eastern Oregon, central Oregon kind of sort of, but to the east, if that makes any sense. We're above Bend at Smith Rock State Park, and I did the loop around Misery Ridge. And boy, was the beginning of this trail well named, because it was miserable. But aside from way too many damn people, which we see on every hike, we got to see some wildflowers. We got to see some just awesome views, some cool geology, some great landscapes. But now I am tired and it is time. And you know exactly what's coming. Stay introverted, everyone. And I'll see you in the next adventure, of course.